Hello, everybody. Welcome to the August 3rd, 2020 meeting of the Node.js and API team. We're going to go through our agenda, but if anybody has any announcements first, then please share them. Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, so then let me open the agenda and share my screen. Yes, share my screen, not refresh the web page. Please tell me the audio is working now.
Yes.
Okay. Whew. All right. Sorry about that. So share screen, share this screen, share. Okay, good. So then we go to GitHub, choose milestones, milestone 11. Here we go. Okay, so transfer NAPI tutorials into the OpenJS Foundation. Please update us, Jim.
Okay. Yes. So we do the website is live under the GitHub .io URL, and
Okay.
so
This
go
is
ahead.
Node on examples.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay.
Go to the examples repo, and then there's a link to the site from the main page. So on the lower right, there's environments. If you scroll back up to the top, Gabriel.
Okay.
In the right sidebar, there's a link.
I see. Oh, cool.
And so you can click on GitHub Pages. Oh, yep, I guess that would work. Yeah. And then you can view the deployment on the right. And then I think the URL will update.
Here we go. Very nice. Oh, nodejs.github.io. I see. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So the final thing for me to consider us to close this particular issue is where we want to publicize this site. So, for example, on the README for the examples repo, we should put a link. We should put a note and a link out here. And I'm not sure if we want to do it for the main NAPI documentation that's part of core.
Yeah. That's well. We should definitely open an issue there and get sort of the pulse of the room.
Okay.
As to whether we should have a link there. Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe just go straight for a PR, right?
Yeah. I think,
because I mean this is documentation, right?
Right.
It's just
Right.
more info.
Right. Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
We have a section on Node.js API dedicated to the example, and maybe you can see if to add a section for these tutorials.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that the API, it's nice to have these reference.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I can definitely do a PR for the Node add-on API, and we might enlist Michael's help on approaching the core and seeing what we can do there.
I think for core, like if you look at issues, so if you just go to like doc API an API MD, like we have sort of a similar high level overview here, you know. So
okay.
so you know you can just inject it anywhere, right? Pretty much just yeah. I mean you can probably find the optimal spot where to inject it, because like right here it starts out with just completely high level stuff, and then but it goes fairly quickly into specifics, you know. This is
Yes.
still explanation, but then these are already like instructions, right? And so we have a lot of this stuff here. And then I guess you know, well, I don't know, maybe usage. Yeah, maybe at the end of usage, you might want to just add like a resources. If we don't already have it, we might actually have like a resources thing, you know, like further document.
Yes.
If we don't, then it would be good if you added it, and because then we can just collect links there. But of course, with links, there's usually one sort of aspect is that if we link to something external, then you know, we might be reluctant to do that, because then when that link gets hit, then they know that it's coming from Node.js, right? And so they can gain like basically popularity numbers from Node.js if it's an external link. But I think in this case it's a GitHub link, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm not 100% qualified to judge the implications of that link, which is why I'm suggesting that you do a PR against core, because there are people there that are eminently more qualified to analyze whether that's an okay link to have and so forth. But this would be the place to put it in core, I think. Of course, if you have a better idea, by all means.
No, I think go for the PR, and that saves like the two-step process of having a discussion and then doing a PR.
Actually, it doesn't, except the discussion is in the PR, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah, perfect. Okay,
awesome.
That's good. Okay, great.
Okay, yeah, this is doing really well.
Yeah,
it looks really good too, the layout and everything. And I remember some of the tutorials here, and so I'm pretty sure people will find these to be useful.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is integrate them now.
And then at some point I want to do a refresh, because a lot of it was when Node was NAPI was experimental and you know, in its early stages. So it is due for a refresh, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I guess given time, we should go over the tutorials and the examples, because you know, the fact is that you know, they will accumulate bit rot after a while. So so we're just gonna have to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
All right, this is great. Yeah, awesome. It looks good, and it's deployed using like GitHub mechanisms, right?
Yeah, it's really sweet. Whenever there's a merge to master, then a GitHub action runs that has Gatsby regenerate the site, which gets published on the GitHub pages branch, and then that is immediately served from GitHub pages. So it's really a sweet setup.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah, it'll make it easier to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. All right, so let's see what else we have on our agenda. Okay, tracking issues for modules. Aha, there's been activity. Always happy to see that. Unless I think there's been activity because I haven't opened this with Chrome. Okay. Yeah, no, this was a ways back. It's just I hadn't opened it with. I normally use Firefox, right? But Chrome is better with this audio stuff. So things that are old in Firefox are new in Chrome for me. But this is the point where we always check this. So let's check this. And holy cow!
Yeah,
we've broken 2 mil.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, well, congrats are in order.
Yeah, for sure.
This is good. It's great. All right. So we've got that going. Okay, NodeConf EU workshop proposal.
Yes, so I have submitted our proposal, and so now we wait. It's not clear. I've not seen any documentation as to when they expect to make the decision on these. So we just wait.
Okay, all right. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I guess the ball's in their court, eh?
Yeah, yes, it is.
All right, so debug testing for add-ons, there has been activity, or so it would seem in
No,
my
it's the
Chromium
same.
thingy, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna catch it up. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, this is a bit of a big issue. Hopefully we'll make progress on that. Okay, module owners, issues raised by module owners. Okay, let's see. Well, yeah, we haven't written much in here, but this is the point in time when we customarily open the repo and we say, no, we don't say that. We say this node add-on API. Why is it so busy all of a sudden? There we go. Entering without, wait, what, whoa, okay. It's a new one. Locking. Whoa. Okay. Huh. NAPI wrapper of an external C++ library. The external library instantiates own event. Aha. Provides a C++ callback interface. Okay, so it's two event loops. Right, my callback function invoked by external lib. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. I think this needs make callback. It is called make callback, right?
Mm.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is for the function. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, because I mean the stack doesn't have any JavaScript in it, so you can't simply call a function. That's what it sounds like. What do you guys think? I think that's safe. Event loop integration. That's a lot of fun. I hope it works out for him. All right, so there was that. NAPI throw error function syntax in Node v8. Oh, that's an old version of Node.
Yeah, I answered, and
Okay.
yeah, it's correlated with the work that Michael is doing on documentation in the core.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the first stable NAPI is 860.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So this
and
person is encountering a really old one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that should answer their question, hopefully. Wow, they're using really old versions of Node. I mean, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
eight two. Oh.
Yeah, this is from the experimental era. Yeah, well, we should leave issues like this behind sooner or later. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay, test thread say function with, oh yeah, wait, oh, okay, that's
It's
an issue.
zero.
There's been activity on here, or is it just, oh good. Okay, well, good. Oh no, I should just go like that. Hopefully we'll see a PR on this. Because yeah, it's a long set of, you know, dot then, dot then, dot then, dot then. It would be a lot cleaner if you just said await, 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 and be done with it.
Yeah, I
It's pretty
agree.
straightforward. Maybe I should, I don't know. Do you think this is, I should label this good first issue, or is this too complicated for first time contributors? I've kind of have half a mind of calling it a good first issue, but it may be a little more involved than that.
I think that it's only JavaScript code that need the
Yeah,
refactor. Is it right?
yeah, that's
So
right. It
yeah,
doesn't involve native.
I think that everyone can do this. So even if you don't know C or C++,
Yeah,
you need
yeah,
only just to refactor
yeah.
the jobs. So yeah, you can mark as yeah.
There we go. Okay, right. So we've got that one. Windows CI. How are we? Oh, we are on what's its face? Can we break? Also. Oh yeah, okay. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, by all means, please. All right. How to return a created object wrap? Object wrap questions, always lots of fun. Return object it's inside, can remove is okay. Input created, okay. Set. Can see to create dimension distance. Okay. All right. Looks like Michael cranked this one by one turn.
yeah.
So then an API. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is this was that issue, right? With
Yeah,
the
and
paths, right?
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I'm working on a podcast that yeah we have and solved the problem. But yeah, I'm experimenting both on Unix and on Windows. I want
Okay.
maybe yeah I won't find a better solution. Okay, but yeah, yeah, I need sometimes, but uh, um, my opinion is that now yeah, I try to fix all as soon as possible, and yeah, I want then I want to make a new release.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
because we
Sounds good.
have because now we have all the fixes that are on the 3.0.1 and then you add the new API.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it's right time to ship a new release.
Okay.
So give me another 2-3 days, and yeah, then I will open an issue for the new release.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Let's see. All right. Failed in NPM. Okay, this was
Yeah,
this
it's
not
the
the same?
same. It's the
Yeah, it's
same.
the same issue, same root
And
cause.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we discussed this. We don't have context support without a worker, and I think this goes all the way into core. And yeah, Michael and I think we both tried to see how we could do this VM running context thing, and there's just no way to know what context you're in, especially for errors. Errors don't even have the concept of a context. They Heck, they don't even have an isolate in V8, so there's really no way to make them work as intended, except on the JavaScript side. So yeah, it's kind of a native interface shortcoming of the engine. I think that was our conclusion there. So this needs work upstream in core to get this to work. Errors from
Gabriel, on that issue, you might just put a note in there to that effect for documentation purposes.
Yeah.
If it's not already in there.
Yes. Yeah. What is it? Running context. Do we have that here? Running new context. That is the name of the thing. What do you think about that comment? Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah, exactly, Gabriel. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So there we go. And then what was this again? More of the experimental legacy.
Yeah, Dev Senek reported that was the first to report this problem.
Yeah.
And then Michael worked on documentation in the core. Yeah.
Okay. So then this should actually fix this issue, right? Because all we can do is document, right? He did reference it.
Yeah.
So, and this has landed, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So yeah. So then we can close this issue and the 778 that I linked.
Why is it so slow? Chugga. Okay, yeah, this has landed.
Okay.
This has
So
landed. Okay. Just to double check that I didn't typo this guy. I didn't typo this guy.
Okay. I think that you
Close.
can, you can copy and paste the same command on the issue 778. It's the same essentially.
Okay. They are not documented. Oh, I see. Okay, what?
Yeah. It's
oh, like document them in the code.
yeah. Yeah, use JS doc on the C, C++, and then to
Right.
understand what is exported from the native side. So
Okay. So okay, but wait a minute. I see. Okay. I see what you wrote there, Jim. So you can actually do JS doc on C++. Wow.
Correct. Yes, in some case, in one particular case, using, man, I have to refresh my memory here, a tool called documentation. So as I had mentioned earlier, when I go through the tutorials, I'll review the examples, and I might try one and just see how it works as a suggested way of documenting your methods, essentially.
Yeah. So correct me
functions.
if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I understood this issue correctly. So basically, if we do what this issue is asking, our napi.h file will basically explode with specially formatted comments, which contain exactly what our Markdown documentation now contains. Did I understand that correctly?
That was not my understanding. My understanding was to show a user how they might document their own work by adding JS.comments to their C code.
Oh, I see. So if you write a native add-on, then to document the stuff that you expose to JavaScript, you would add these comments.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which could be very helpful.
Yeah, so we should. Okay, I see. So then, correct me if I'm wrong again. So we should enhance our examples to also show this kind of documentation.
And describe the tooling that can use it correctly.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because JS doc itself, which is the foundation of everything, expects the JS doc comments to be in JavaScript because it's looking at the JavaScript also.
Of course, yeah.
And
whereas we're kind of on the fence here.
yeah. So that's something I plan to research when I review the tutorial site and update the examples.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be very useful.
Yeah. It's I mean, we are in kind of a unique position. We write JavaScript stuff, but we don't write it in JavaScript.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it would be good to see if we can get this generated documentation workflow going. So thank you for looking into that.
Sure.
Okay, so here are problems with callbacks. It's called from a thread many times during the process. From a thread. The code below is called from a thread. What? Oh. Yes. Wait. Code below is called from a thread. Why is an API code called from a thread? So I'm assuming this is the outermost one. This is all plain an API. This should never be called from a thread. Okay, that's that. Okay, so I'm assuming this standard function is being passed somewhere, and it's running from a different thread.
Call.
And where's this thread callback coming from? Thread in this case, not even thread. Just added an integer and all of a sudden it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what? This prevents memory in the lambda scope. Okay.
Okay, the integer is the test. Okay, int test. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Star. And then there's a second lambda. Okay, so thread callback I'm assuming is a thread safe function, because otherwise it wouldn't have the blocking call method. JS callback is I don't know. I'm going to ask for a minimal example, because
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see this. Yeah, this is it's pretty incomplete. It's hard to, at least for me, it's hard to tell where the issue is, because it looks like thread safe is involved. Okay, yeah. Okay. I think we're getting into the territory where we've talked about these things before. Lifetime of a deferred. I think we had this. Okay, this is that same. But this is
Yeah.
also related to, what was that, 762 or whichever, the context one.
Yeah.
Where was that? Sorry, or maybe it's already linked to that. Do we already have a link between the two issues? Because that would be ideal. Yes. Okay. Yes. Good. They're linked. Yeah. There's not much more we can do here. Yeah. Yeah. These tests. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see the other repo, the core repo. See what NAPI things are going on over there. That would be, if I'm not mistaken, the next issue. So let's have a look at the core. If there's anything surprising there. And let's do this. Okay, yes, this is a new thing coming. The asynchronous cleanup hooks. Anna is contributing this to both the C++ interface and to an API. So this is going to be landing in the Node portion of the API.
Will it be experimental, or it will be an experimental API or not?
Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's a good point. I should go over the tests and make them. I'm sorry. Say again, please.
Oh, I'm asking if it's an experimental API,
Yes,
or
yes,
no?
yes.
Okay.
It's going through the standard cadence, right? It's going to land as experimental in Node API.h, and yeah, we're going to have to wrap it in Node add-on API, and it'll remain experimental. And
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the backporting of it will work. In fact, we should probably think about what we want in NAPI 7, right? Because right now we have buffer detaching stuff. We have that all the way back to 10, right? So we could make NAPI 7 just have the buffer detaching stuff and call that NAPI 7, right? Or we can wait for I landed the type tagging stuff finally because there was some demand for it, I think from the Neon project.
Yeah.
And so I landed that. I had that PR open for like over a year. And okay, since there's now clear and present demand for it, I landed it. So that would be experimental, but that's probably going to take a while to trickle back, if it even gets backported to 10, because 10 is now in maintenance, right? So we should start thinking about cutting like an NAPI 7 slowly but surely. And one thought that I had, and I'm wondering what y'all think of that, is like if we had, is it too stagnating if we release a new version of an API at the same time that we drop support for a Node.js version? Or like if that's too stagnating, do we need like multiple NAPI releases per year is the question, right? Because we could just go with, okay, whenever we drop a version of Node, drop support for a version of Node, then all of a sudden we find that those things that are experimental, in all LTS, all remaining LTS versions of Node, we can just mark them as stable because they've been around for a whole year, right? And obviously, if we change them and if there's still controversy in the API design or whatever, we won't mark them stable. But if they've been sitting there for a year and just kind of been used and okay, maybe a few bugs, but no ABI issues, then just mark them when we drop a version of Node. So basically, synchronize the stabilizing of various APIs with the moving forward of LTS releases. What do y'all think about that? Because
Yeah, I was just going to say, Gabriel, the advantage to that is we have a clearly defined cut when it goes out of experimental.
yeah.
I mean, we're living with the consequences of this decision with that old Node 8 stuff. And so if it's clear in our mind when it migrated from experimental to stable, then it just makes long-term support a lot easier.
Yeah, I think so too, right? And we do have some leeway in terms of backporting stuff that's NAPI related, even to versions that are in maintenance, for the sake of being able to claim that this thing is supported in all LTS versions. But we need not necessarily make use of that, right? In the beginning, it was useful because NAPI was still evolving rapidly, and coverage of the various engine and node functionality was still being added very quickly. So it was advantageous that we had this sort of extra slack from the release team, right? But now that we're adding APIs few and far between, right, it may make sense to synchronize with the release cadence, and then whatever naturally sort of trickles back through the backports ends up being the release. So that's what I'm thinking, because you know, we always have this problem where, you know, if you mark something as stable, then you no longer need nappy experimental, right? But you kind of still need it anyway, because you want to make sure that you have it, right? And if you're using something, that hasn't been backported to all LTS releases, then you still kind of need to claim that you support version node, you know, starting with X instead of X minus 2, which would be the maintenance LTS. So you still have to make these qualifications on your native add-on if you're going to use experimental stuff. Yeah. Let alone if you like define, you know, like defining that you support an API version X is a big commitment, right? Because you're saying I'm not going to use any of the new stuff. So we should probably make it easier. You know, when we do bump the version of an API, then we should always bump it in such a way that everything is backported. And the easy way to achieve that is when we drop a release, you know, like a maintenance release. Maintenance LTS goes into unsupported or end of life. Yeah. That's the easiest time to bump it, because we can just check, you know, we have this, okay, henceforth this will be an API version N+1, you know. But anyway, let's talk about that more. It just seems to me that you know, an API is starting to, like, version 7 is sort of starting to, you know, itch the surface, you know, and if we scratch it, it appears, kind of thing. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So how do we scratch it correctly? Yeah. All right.
It might be good to create an issue for that, Gabriel, just so it doesn't fall between the cracks.
That's a good point. Let me do that in ABI stable. Where is ABI stable? It's here. And I don't know if we want to make this a milestone issue or not, but I'll just make the issue. I don't know how to say this. Okay, what do y'all think? Is that does that cover the intention?
Yeah, and do we need to have some policy on the move from experimental to stable, or the timing of that?
We have, I think. Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, you know, we have a policy for adding an APIs, but we don't really have a policy for moving from experimental to stable. Okay. Does that cover it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there's that. Okay, and this was because we were looking at this guy, and then back to here, and close the tab before I get lost in my own tabs. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Okay, Lucas, is Lucas still here? Let me check my first tab, and
Yeah,
I
I'm still
can't see the
here.
chat. Okay, you're still here. Great. Can you please let us know? Is there anything happening in the make callback and in async hooks context ambiguity situation?
I don't have any update. I don't have any updates this week, but I'm planning to do in the next few weeks. But you see, in much time I can afford. So unfortunately, there are no updates.
Okay, all right, no worries, no worries. Awesome,
Yeah,
just keep at it, no
I'm
worries.
planning on that, but you see that the time is very few. I can spend on those two.
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries. And thank you for sticking with it. Okay, so let's see here. This one, no news there. This is long-term discussion. I kind of bumped it a little bit because James was asking, um, and basically just let me see if he read that comment and maybe answered, because this is like one of those things. Aha, here we go. Okay, that's not a bad idea actually. All right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, an API Semver major. Yeah, that's gonna be a doozy if and when we take that on. We don't have too many. I think we only have 2 issues that are tagged an API Semver major. So yeah, those are, we're chugging along without them, and it's not exactly the end of the world that we don't have those issues fixed. But yeah, it's good to keep them around, just in case we ever do redesign things. So back here, I think that's pretty much it. So we only have a few minutes left, so I'm going to go back to the milestone. All right. Node.js, I believe it's status quo.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have some time to resume that work. This is also status quo. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nicola.
Yeah. It's all the same.
Okay, and then reviewing external examples. I started this, but then I had to restart my browser. So hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna go and have a look at this and see how far I can get. It seems like a pretty big chunk of work, because I mean, this was originally supposed to be for the PR, but since the PR has landed, I cannot very well review a PR that's already landed. So I was thinking of just filing an issue, just reading the files out of the actual repo, and then just pointing to, okay, at this line in this file, maybe it should be like this and not like that. Those kinds of, it would be kind of nice actually if you could review a branch rather than a PR. But anyway, you take what you can get, and it's probably not a big use case for GitHub. But anyway, that's what I was thinking. So if you all have any more cycles, maybe you guys can also add your comments. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So we have under a minute as far as I can tell. So if anybody has any issues other than these, then please speak up.
I have what I
Anything else
hope
comes to mind?
is a quick one.
Sure.
The SQLite 3 project,
Yes.
somebody filed an issue because it's not context sensitive, and so I've added code to use instance data, but I'm not
Yes.
clear. I'm not clear if it's experimental or is it stable at this point.
Let's find out quickly. I believe it's an API 6. I'm going to correct myself if I'm wrong because I'm about to open the header file. API.h. Yeah, it's an API 6.
So it is stable in 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anywhere, any version of Node that has an API 6,
Okay.
places, has instance data.
Okay. I believe the core documentation for NAPI has it still labeled as experimental.
Okay, now that's an oversight. So
Okay.
so you know, if you have the time, feel free to PR that.
Okay, I'll do a PR on that. That's so easy to do.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I was
great.
confused because it was working without the experimental flag, but the documentation
Yes.
said it was still experimental.
It's out of sync. It's out of sync. Plain
Okay,
and
perfect.
simple.
Okay, perfect. I will do that.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So thank you everybody for attending, and see y'all next week, if I'm not mistaken.
I will not be on the call next week. Sorry, guys.
Okay, no worries.
But I'll be the following week.
All right. See you in 2 weeks then.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. Bye all.
Bye.
Bye all.